Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Shudder Slaughterhouse. I'm Daniel, and so the movie we watched this week was The Stepfather, the original 1987 film that involves a man who just murders his family and then goes out, finds a widow with a daughter, and marries her and starts the whole cycle over again. This is actually a first-time watch. I know this is like considered like a cult classic or whatever, but I've never seen it. I've seen clips, going to the weeds a little bit here, but when I was younger, I used to stay at my grandmother's house, and my grandmother would go to bed stupid early, and she had cable, because I was old enough that when I was a kid, we only had an antenna where I lived, and I had 3 channels. 5 on a good day, but mostly 3 channels. But when I went to my grandmother's house, she had cable. And she had some paid channels, like Cinemax and Showtime. She had them both. And there were titty movies on there. And as a young kid going through puberty, titty movies were great. However, you'd have to flip back and forth because, sometimes she'd wake up and then, she'd come downstairs. I'm like, oh no, I wasn't watching titty movies, I was watching something else. But anyways, titty movies didn't usually come on until a little bit later. So usually before she went to bed to late at night, there's this window of just random stuff. And I've seen a lot of horror movies over the years, clip chunks of them as I was going for, titty movies or whatever, that later in life when I started like getting serious about watching horror movies, I'd be like, holy shit, I've seen this. And it's like never like anything like, classic or anything like that, like the weirdest shit. Like I remember Amityville, It's About Time, or 1992, It's About Time. Like that's one of them I remember seeing like a clip of, and it was a weird clip. Cause the guy literally like, the girl from Encino Man is like naked, on a train set or something like that, if I remember, and he steps forward and there's like a big pile of black goo and he gets sucked into it, and I remember seeing that scene, didn't know anything else about the movie, and then years later as I'm watching Amityville 1992, is 1992 on here? I'll have to go check that out because I haven't seen that in a very long time, but I just remember watching that movie years later then going, oh shit, I remember seeing the scene when I was a kid. And The Stepfather was the same way. I remember seeing the opening of it actually when I was a kid. And then I realized it wasn't going to be a titty movie. Like, I didn't, I was a stupid kid. I was like 10. I didn't know what, plot was or like that. So as soon as I saw the dead, bloody body, I was like, oh, okay, this isn't going to be, what I thought it was going to be. So I guess I'll click this off. But, watching it now for the first time, I enjoyed it. Like I said, it's definitely more thriller than horror. But I guess horror's subjective. It's kind of in the eye of the beholder. But, the one thing everybody talks about, which really still holds up, I guess, is Terry O'Quinn's performance as the stepfather. He does a great job as portraying like this, psychotic dude having a breakdown after he can't keep the perfect family. And I didn't realize that this was very loosely, based on a real life guy named John List, apparently, who did the same thing. Well, he murdered his family and then started a new family down the road or whatever, or, next town over. But still, he did this shit like, back in the 80s or some shit like that. But they got him. America's Most Wanted. It worked. So anyways, The Stepfather. Definitely worth checking out if you haven't seen it. It's good stuff. It had the girl, I just watched, the other day I watched When a Stranger Calls Back. The sequel to When a Stranger Calls. And yeah, the girl in that plays the daughter, Stephanie, in here. And she gets nude at the end. Out of nowhere, like the whole movie, there's no nudity at all. I wasn't expecting nudity. I didn't really think it was a movie. And then, like out of nowhere, like she just gets naked, and you're like, whoa! Like did the director just go, I know we're at the climax of the movie, but we need a nude scene. Get naked. Sorry, it's in the script. And if he did, bless you, sir. That was awesome. Anyways, it's on Shudder. Check it out, The Stepfather. If you've seen it, let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. It was followed by 2 sequels and a remake. I haven't heard anything good about any of them. I seen the trailer for the remake, and it looked stupid. It looked bad. It looked really bad. It definitely looks like it deserves, all the, horrible shit that was said about it. But, it is what it is. The people at the Shudder community gave this film, This Stepfather, 4 out of 5 skulls. I'm going to go 3 out of 5. I feel like, it was good. I liked it. Once again, I didn't grow up with it. I guess, that's a big thing. Like when I watch these old classic movies, if I watch them today, I don't quite embrace them like I would if I would have saw them back then. Like if I would have grown up with this movie, I'd be like, oh man, classic. But, I didn't. But I still liked it. It's still enjoyable. So, it's that. So that's all I got. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Until next time.